that allegedly plotted the killings of civilians. And in defiance of the recent wintry weather, Washington, D.C.'s cherry trees are blooming. And because the trees were a gift from Japan nearly a century ago, this year's Cherry Blossom Festival will raise money for that country's disaster relief. So it all goes to a very good and necessary cause. It's 8:03 right now. Let's get a check of the weather with Mr. Roker.
Today's weather is brought to you by Chico's. It's who you are. So Chico's. Now we got a huge school here, the MacArthur Brahmas from San Antonio. 164 of them. They're also over here. More than there. Look at that, man. It's the Mac Band. Yes, they're the Mac Daddy of high school bands. Let's check your weather and see what's happening. We'll show you our pick city of the day, Dayton, Ohio. WDTN NBC2 on your side. Clearing skies, cold, 39 degrees. There's that storm system in the east getting out of here. That one caused the tornadoes in Tennessee and Pennsylvania. Another system coming on shore in the Pacific Northwest in California. Heavy rain, thunderstorms, isolated tornadoes possible. Snow in the mountains, heavy snow. Mid-section of the country from the plains all the way to the Gulf. Plenty of sunshine. Chilly in the north, but as you head down south, you'll see more warm temperatures. 86 degrees today in southern Texas. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, everyone. Looks like we have another storm system making its way toward us for this afternoon and especially this evening. We're going to see some heavier showers as we move toward the afternoon, evening hours. So the rain isn't over yet. In fact, it's going to continue right through Saturday. We'll dry up for Sunday and Monday with some clouds left overhead, but middle part of next week looks pretty nice. We'll see plenty of sunshine out there and above normal temperatures. We could get up into the 70s for some of the interior valleys by the time we get to the middle of next week. So far, we've gotten about an inch of rain at the most.
And that's your latest weather, Matt.
All right, Al, thank you very much. How far should a school go to protect a little girl with a severe peanut allergy? We'll get into a heated debate right after these messages.
Special K protein shakes. A truly great tasting breakfast shake. With 10 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber, it's the creamy, delicious way to satisfy your hunger to help you lose weight. So you can kick the tin can habit. Try Special K protein shakes today.
Some say I've done it all. I say I'm just getting started. I wear what I love because expression means everything. Some say I'm one of a kind. I say I'm so Chico's.
Professional driver on a closed course. Do not attempt at home. Always wear your seatbelt. Please, drive responsibly.
It's the most fun you can legally have. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional.
Have their close-ups taken by a... Then we asked them to try new Dove Visible Care, a line of body wash. With the highest concentration of nutrient moisture, Visible Care makes skin visibly more beautiful in just 1 week. When they saw how much more beautiful and radiant their skin looked with new Dove Visible Care, there was only one question. New Dove Visible Care Creme Body Wash.
Something wrong with your squeegee, kid?
I'm a little sick.
Sick? You gonna let a sore throat beat you? You're fearless. This billing is tough, but it's never seen the likes of you before. Are you going to be a champ or a chump? A champ? Show me.
Balls, a pep talk in every drop.
With triple soothing action.
Most Americans aren't eating enough whole grains. That's what's incredible about Quaker Oatmeal Squares. A single serving has 46 grams of whole grains. That's 96% of your minimum whole grain needs for the day. Are you kidding me? They fuel you up to start your day right, and they taste great. Amazing mornings start with Quaker Oatmeal Squares. So come on, get up and get going.
Go bold instead of the same old with Chili's 6-hour lunch break combos. Choose from a house salad or hot, tasty soup. Then pair it with a massive Texas toast half sandwich, like our delicious classic turkey, or our gigantic new Southwestern BLT smothered in cilantro lime mayo and jam-packed with 3 glorious slices of applewood smoked bacon. Served with fries. That's big flavor for just $6. The $6 Bring for Bold. Weekdays at Chili's.
You know rheumatoid arthritis means pain. But you may not know it can also mean destruction. Not just of your joints, but of the things you love to do. And the longer you live with the aching, swelling, and stiffness, the closer you may be to having your favorite things taken away from you. But you can take action today. Go to ra.com for your free joint profile so you can better talk to your rheumatologist about protecting your joints. Some say I've done it all. I say I'm just getting started. I wear what I love because expression means everything. Some say I'm one of a kind. I say I'm so Chico's.
Back now at 8:09 with the uproar at an elementary school in Florida over a 6-year-old's severe peanut allergy. To keep her safe, strict rules are now being enforced on her entire class, and some of the parents are just not happy. NBC's Carrie Sanders is in Edgewater, Florida with details on this story. Hey, Carrie, good morning.
Good morning, Ann. School officials here at the Edgewater Public Schools say they are bound by federal law, the American Disabilities Act, to ensure that this 6-year-old little girl with a peanut allergy get the same access to education as any other student. But the parents of the other kids in her class say attending to those allergies is creating a rash of problems for their children. 6-year-old Ariana Bailey's parents say their little girl lives with a constant threat. Exposure to peanut could kill her. A warning on the front door at her house reveals fatal. But some parents of their kids are the victims.
Concerns we right for our children. We feel like they're being taken away, all for one particular child.
Grab a snack out of the closet, no peanuts.
7-year-old Jasmine Starkey is one of her 32 classmates. Her mother, Carrie, said requiring all the kids wash their hands and rinse their mouths twice a day is an ordeal that unreasonably impacts the school day. How much time is being wasted washing hands in your mind?
30 minutes, almost 30 minutes a day.
In a week?
2.5 hours.
And you add it up over the school year?
Almost, 80 hours?
And that to you is?
A lot of time that's taken away from their education. A lot of time.
School officials dispute it takes that much time. They say there's a routine. The kids wash their hands before entering the classroom in the morning and wash again and rinse their mouths after lunch.
The 2 classrooms are nut-free zones. Nothing with nuts is brought into the classroom.
The most recent CDC report says 3.9% of children under the age of 18 in the U.S. have some food allergy, an increase of 18% over the last decade. If this is a life or death situation, what happens if you push too hard for the rights of the many and the little girl is exposed?
I mean, I really can't answer that question because I don't know. We do want to accommodate this child. Like, we want her to be at school. We want her to be safe. They're trying to take away our rights.
Parents who complain say it's not just the hand washing. They believe that classic childhood tradition snack time was canceled this year to prevent any possible peanut exposure. School officials say that's not the case.
Where's it going to stop? What are they going to do next year or the next 6 years for it? It's got to stop.
The debate here appears to be far from over. The parents of the child who has the allergy have not brought her back to school now for the past 4 days. Meantime, they tell reporters that they would give anything for their daughter to be normal, but this is a life or death situation. Meantime, the parents of some of the kids in the class have also kept their kids out of school here, trying to force the school board to come to a different sort of resolution here. And
Carrie Sanders. Carrie, thanks. Dr. Margaret Smith is the superintendent for Volusia County Schools, and Dr. Alana Levine is a spokesperson for the American Academy of Pediatrics and also a contributor to babycenter.com. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
First, Dr. Smith, boy, you're on the line here because you obviously have a kind of public relations problem with all of these parents. First of all, what is your response to this argument that 30 minutes a day, 2.5 hours a week, are being spent out of the children's education to protect one child?
Well, first of all, I believe there are certainly some misperceptions and misunderstandings on the part of the other parents. It certainly doesn't take that long. Washing hands twice a day and wiping around the mouth is what is required.
How much time does it take? And do you agree with this idea that it's coming out of the education time for these other students?
We have 2 sinks in each of the bathrooms for the boys and girls, and the impact, the class size is not that large, and so I don't believe it's an impact, on the instructional time or the educational time. As I said, I think this is just some misunderstandings and misperceptions. We're trying very hard to work this through, and one of the administrators at the district level who works with schools in that area has actually been meeting with each of the parents individually who have concerns and reviewing the procedure and the process and working it through. And I know that all of our parents want each child to be safe, and I believe we can work this through and have a balance. I know it's an emotional issue, but we've been working very hard as a school district to protect the child's safety with the peanut allergy and also address the
Right. Hang on there. Let me ask you, Dr. Lee. There's, with all due respect to the parents who are upset here, that because there is an opportunity, I think, to teach that there's a child who might get really sick.
Teach their children a sense of community. Young children are smart and they like to help their friends. And so I think if we change people's thinking about this and realize that this child does have a disability, but that all the children can work with this child to create a safe environment in school, it would really alleviate.
Actually, some of the young people actually carrying signs outside and telling them a certain message. But they seem very clear. Idea that the education of their children is being impacted, and that is understandable why they would be upset if in fact that is
if in fact that were true. I understand, but I think there's so many children that go to school with food allergies, and the physicians work with the parents and with the schools to develop what we call a food allergy action plan. And as long as that's in place, children can safely go to school without really impacting the other children.
Now, what is this about rinsing out the mouth? I mean, this is the first time I've heard about this. You're a pediatrician. Is that required?
That's nothing that I've ever required before. I do like my patients to sit at what we call food allergen aware tables, where it's a table that there's only safe foods. None of the foods that the child's allergic to would be present at that table. And hand washing is good for hand hygiene in general, prevents against cold and flu. So I'm certainly in favor of that.
Dr. Smith, why do you require the washing of the mouth? Why not just have the allergen-free tables and hand washing?
It is correct that there was a time period when the mouth was being rinsed. The students were rinsing their mouths, but now they're just washing their hands and just wiping around their mouth. And the student with the allergy actually eats in her self-contained classroom with her paraprofessional, and the other children can sit certainly at any of the tables in the cafeteria for lunch where they would prefer to sit, where they would usually sit. And however, we do have other students in the school, the same school, with nut allergies, not at the same level of severity as this student. So we do have a table in the cafeteria where those students can sit.
Right. Well, this is certainly not going to be the end of this, because however you resolve it at your school district, Dr. Smith, clearly this is an increasing allergy among young people. Dr. Alana Levine, thank you so much. Dr. Margaret Smith, good luck to you, and thank you. And just ahead, the star of the #1 movie in the country, actor Bradley Cooper, is here this morning. We'll be speaking to him right after this.
From advances in medical imaging that help doctors detect diseases earlier, to innovations in renewable power that bring America closer to energy independence, to